Our next movie is named Mystery Train, and it's the new film by the hot young director Jim Jarmusch, whose Stranger Than Paradise and Down by Law have been both cult and popular hits. His new movie is a mysterious and sort of haunting comedy that takes place during one long day and night and the next morning in Memphis, Tennessee, and centers around three groups of characters. The first couple are rock and roll fans who have come all the way from Japan to visit the Memphis shrines honoring the birthplace of rock and roll. The young man is a Carl Perkins fan, but his girlfriend idolizes Elvis.
似てるでしょ。これはね、中東の昔の王様だったの。大仏エルビス。
They're in a Fleabag hotel run by Screamin Jay Hawkins and Cinqué Lee, who don't know what to do with the Japanese plum they left as a tip.
Well, I don't think you should eat that thing.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You gonna eat it?
No, I ain't gonna eat that thing.
Meanwhile, two women who are stranded in Memphis agree to share a room for the night, and they are visited by a famous ghost.
Excuse me.
Excuse me, ma'am.
No, I was sitting to her. Excuse me.
No, really. Excuse me, ma'am. I must have got the wrong address or something.
The movie's next group are Rick Aviles, Steve Buscemi, and rock star Joe Strummer, who plays a lowlife nicknamed Elvis. They've been hanging out in a bar and seem headed for trouble.
You better straighten up, Johnny. Go for a spin in Earl's caddy. Who's Earl?
All three stories center around that Fleabag hotel where a mysterious pistol shot is heard by everyone while Elvis sings Blue Moon on the radio. In a way, not a whole lot happens in Mystery Train. It's heavier on atmosphere than plot, but that's what I enjoyed, the opportunity to try to figure out these strange and oddly assorted people whose paths crossed at such an unexpected time and place. A lot of movies look like they could have been shot anywhere, but Jim Jarmusch's movie is shot inside the very heart and soul of Memphis and creates a mood that is haunted and nostalgic and sometimes violent and also often very funny.
I didn't think it was funny enough. I like the first two films that he made very, very much. This picture, I like the first third. I like the Japanese couple coming through, and then I would have followed them actually through the whole story. The middle chapter with the two women, I didn't think
that's the weakest.
Well, I didn't think it was anything special, and the group at the end, that really, I don't know, it seemed so fresh or particular. It seemed like a bunch of guys just hanging out, getting into trouble, and that could have actually taken place, I think, just about anywhere. So the first third of the movie I liked, the rest of it not too
I think maybe what he was trying to show was that the image of Memphis that is in the minds of these Japanese rock and rollers is so different. I mean, they have a hilarious scene where they go on a tour of the Sun record plant.
Very funny.
And that woman has memorized her speech and she can deliver it in 15 seconds.
Right.
But then the other stories are more about how, the mix in Memphis that created rock and roll, the mix of violence and low life and energy and vibrancy and strange characters that kind of created what they came there, but they never got to see what they really came to see.
Right. Well, I could handle that, and then having them be frustrated continuously would have been kind of interesting. Again, the middle chapter, I don't know if the two girls represent what you just said, which sounds like it's an interesting subject. The guys, true, at the end.
Yeah, the middle part is the weak part.
Okay. Coming up next.